From the great state of Texas, you are now listening to Skip the Noise podcast, a Rounded Edge media production. Thank you so much for joining us, and by us, as always, I am of course referring to the Brown Python, Rick. Also joining the crew, or with the crew as usual, Mexican Nostradamus Ben, and myself, Benjamin James. Shout out to Mike Tacklebox for the music. Why Benjamin James? Because you know what your real name is, despite all these cute little funny nicknames. When your mom is about to whoop your ass, that's what your real name is.
Nice.
So that's why I introduced myself as Benjamin James tonight. That's in reference to a conversation I had years ago with. But anyway, so tonight's going to be a little bit different. You know, Biden's taken office and we're underway with that. So, you know, the last 3 or 4 episodes, we were kind of in that transitional period, and we were talking just way too much Orange Man, and it was really starting to get on my nerves that I wanted to get to other things. I voiced my opinion on that. Well, tonight's going to be a little bit different. It's a little special treat, and I kind of want to it's going to be a lot of Ben and Rick, especially in this first half. So I'm going to take my time in setting this up and introducing what my day was like today and why this episode is going to be a little bit different than normal. So I just want to set the scenario here, okay? So the last week for me has been a little bit, hey, I'm not complaining, man. People have some really rough lives, but it hasn't been the best week. You know, it started out as we were recording the last episode, as you may or may not know if you're just joining us. But if you've been a Skip the Noise listener, you do know that Ben and Rick are both pharmacists. So it's convenient for me when, you know, some kind of a questionable medical condition comes up, such as my knee exploding with some kind of infection. It's convenient for me to send pictures and show the both of them. So that was going on sort of behind the scenes as we were recording last week. And I said, hey guys, what do you think about this knee? And their both opinions were immediately like, oh shit, dude, that's fucked up. Yes, you absolutely need to go to the doctor. So I did. But anyway, so that was the undercurrent of the whole week. Okay. Like that started it out. I've got this knee, and mind you, I run a facility, 100,000 square foot facility. So a big part of my job is walking around. So it doesn't make it very easy when you're limping. And I do, you know, I would venture to say about 30,000 steps a day, roughly, is my normal output on a day. So as you can imagine, your knee being, you know, in rough shape it's not a fun thing. Not only that, for about 4 or 5 days in a row, it just so happened that there probably didn't go one night within about 5 or 6 days in a row where I didn't have to fire somebody. And,
oh, shit, dude.
And because I was doing that, and not only that, mind you, none of these people that I was shit canning were my direct reports, right? This was all kind of like just happenstance because of like when I was working. So every single time I'm doing this, it's kind of like not a favor, but okay, hey man, when you come in tonight, can you do me a favor? And so I just kept getting stuck with these things that weren't really my responsibility, but I'm taking care of. And you know, and when you fire 5 people in a row, like on a nightly basis,
Jesus,
it's not.
Fuck, man? What are you doing?
It's not necessarily good for your soul, right? So,
oh my God.
Like, hey, I'm a professional. I can deal with it. I'm not whining. I'm just saying it's not the best. You know, it doesn't put you in the best headspace when you're doing that all week. Okay. Now, mind you, because now these the numbers are dwindling, because every time I'm walking in, somebody's leaving for good. The crew's starting to thin out. Well, because of that, I've now become the de facto overnight. So and then let's add one more little factor. And once again, I'm not complaining. I'm just setting all this up to let you know of what the state of mind I'm in for today. That's the whole point of me doing this, and why it relates to what we're going to talk about tonight, because I think it's funny. So a week ago, my daughter's daycare. So I've got 3 in school, 1's in daycare. The one that's in daycare, I had a classmate tested positive. So if you notice, that's my dryer. Normally I'm more professional and take care of that, but I'm not working.
Man, I got the same dryer too.
Yeah,
nice.
It is a good one. And normally I'm more.
That's a sign of strength.
Under normal circumstances, I'm more professional. I don't have the brain capacity to handle stuff like that. So you're just gonna have to deal with the dryer noise. But it's over. So okay. So also too, working overnight, right? So I'm keep tallying it up. I'm just setting the scenario. Daughter gets sent home for 2 weeks, the daycare one, because a classmate tested positive. Okay. So that means working overnight, right? My wife typically leaves. She gets to work at 6. I wake up at 5:45. So I'm getting home at 3 a.m. Waking up at 5:45 to get the older kids ready for the bus. And then babysitting the 3-year-old who is now just woken up. So that's not like I'm going to nap. Okay. So, where was I going with that? Okay. So anyway, so this morning, right? Similar scenario. Okay. I got off last night at 3 o'clock. Well, 3 o'clock was the time. I ended up, let's say I get home about 4, because 3 actually ends up being 3:30, 3:45. Okay. I'm home.
In the morning?
Yeah. In the morning.
Holy shit.
So I'd be coming in at 5 p.m. Till 3, right? And then, like I said, 3 easily turns into 3:30, 3:45. By the time I hit the pillow, it's about 4:15. Alarm clock goes off 5:45. And then
wait a second.
Kids get on the bus. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, dude, you would just sleep at 3, you woke up at 5?
Well, I went to sleep at 4:15.
Shit.
And so anyway, so today's
you haven't cashed out your PTO yet, man.
I know, man. I was coming close.
You should have, man.
Matter of fact, I was asleep.
I'm a weaker man than you are.
The reason we didn't start at 9:30 is because I was literally asleep on the couch. So we got started a little bit later. No, but I'm committed because I had some stuff to say today, and I thought what was going on with you guys was great. So I set that scenario up. So basically just all that to say, been a little bit of a rough week. I'm working on very little sleep. So, and plus I'm trapped, right? So I can't nap. Okay. Because I got my 3-year-old who once again has just now woken up. So it's not like, I'm laying on the couch, but I'm getting kicked in the head and daddy this, daddy that. So, but it's beautiful, right? She's home. I'm getting to spend a lot more time with her than usual. I'm not complaining about that. Just saying my mental capacity, the brain power is not working like it should. Not to mention I had to actually go into work today for about 45 minutes to an hour at about 10 something for some bullshit. So anyway, but nonetheless, if you haven't been paying attention today, the stock market was in quite disarray, and we're going to get into that a lot. But I just want to say the reason why Ben and Rick are so enthusiastic about this, and I probably won't be participating a lot in the conversation, is because I could have gave a fuck about anything that was going on besides me trying to go to sleep. And mind you, once again, if you've listened to the show, you know that the 3 of us are on a pretty much continuous text thread. And honestly, that's actually skip the noise. So skip the noise is basically always going down at all times. It's just you guys get to listen to the hour and a half where we record it. Okay.
Yeah.
But like skip the noise, this is lifestyle, dude. It's going on. Like it's always going down. So this text thread is going on. So within about an hour period, Rick starts sending graphs of like, hey, fuck, checked out GameStop, check out AMC, like these stocks. It's volatile. Shit's going crazy. Within about 30 minutes, he turns Ben from like mildly curious into fucking Charlie Sheen from Wall Street. Now, at that point, once Ben has now, once again, within 30 minutes, he's now created an account on whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. And he's trading. These 2 motherfuckers are texting back and forth. I'm not exaggerating. Maybe every 3 minutes for the next 8 hours about what the fucking stocks are doing. And I'm sitting there with this shit buzzing on my phone like, dude, I I give fucking zero shits. They're talking about how they're making, dude, I just made fucking $8 on the, and this is going on all day for fucking every 2 or 3 minutes. So anyway, but nonetheless, I am smart enough to recognize there's some fucking interesting shit going on. When I finally got a minute, I was like, all right, hold on, let me break down, because this is actually pretty good stuff. I read a little article. Anyway, man, I've talked my ass off. Like, I just wanted to set the tone of why I'll probably be quiet as shit, because I don't really get it. I do a little bit, but this is great. So guys, where are we at? And I had to stop them, because before we even started recording on the meeting here, they were already like, holy shit, man, did you see? So it's not, I feel like we've shifted from a political podcast to now we're a fucking stock trading, fucking day trader podcast. So guys, what's the market doing now?
Fucking hold. It's all about fucking holding now, dude. Man. GME hold, bro. GME hold. So what Ben's alluding to is right now there's a current situation going on with the GameStop. In particular, their stock. So it's on their tickers #GME on the NASDAQ. So essentially, what happened is there is a major investment firm. I'm not going to put names in there because these guys are really pissed off at what's going on. But they bet against GameStop, so they put a hedge on it. So they bet that GameStop was going to go broke. And they were trying to force them to go broke by negative media, market manipulation, basic tactics. They used to call this a poison pill. That was the actual market terms for these things. They try to derail the company so that they drop even more value, because they put a bet that they would lose more value. So the problem is when they do that, they borrowed the money for those values. But see, they have to pay out what they're worth in the market. So even when you take the bet, you hope that it's worth substantially less than what you're at, because if it's worth substantially more, then you have to make up that difference.
You gotta pay for it.
Right? And pay for it. And so what happened was, over the last month or so, people from Reddit, in particular, big shout out to Wall Street Bets, they were playing the game with GameStop. That's a good way to put it. And they put this. They're putting the options, and the options are the bets that this large financial institution put against GameStop to fail. Those options are coming up on Friday and Monday.
Holy shit!
Yes. So this is where there's potential valuations that are going to be insane, which means what happens is this particular capital firm cannot close their options if people don't sell. So what happens is that people hold, which is why you're going to see it everywhere. You're going to see #hold, #diamond hands. Ain't no paper hands in here. The reason why you're going to see all that is because the longer you hold on to it, the longer a substantial group of people hold on to these shares and don't sell, the financial institution needs to buy these options at whatever price it costs in order to close their account. Because if they don't, they're screwed. So that means that the actual value of GME really doesn't have a ceiling. Now, theoretically, everyone's going to break after a certain point. I mean, money's money. You start seeing we start getting close to 600-700 people are going to start dumping. I mean,
oh yeah, of course.
Unless you're real soldiers, and the real soldiers will hold to 1,000. Now, there's some people, they call them diamond hands, are talking about holding to 5,000.
No,
yeah. Some people are going
5,000.
Yes,
no,
and dude,
that's like Berkshire Hathaway stuff, man. I mean,
well, it's possible because of the fact that the valuation, they need to close their account, and if they can't buy the stock, see, right now there's 140% more. Okay, so I'm put this the dumbest way I can think of it. Right, let's say I have a company that has 100 shares, right?
All right.
Right now, that's so GameStop is a company that have 100 shares in real value, except for the fact that there's 140 shares out there. So in reality, the valuations, I think I put that right. But basically the problem is that it's going to make it very difficult for them to buy back. At which point the big squeeze happens because the valuation is going to shoot through the roof if they can't get enough people to
Holy
sell.
shit, dude.
So that's why you've seen these crazy volatility indexes, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to do these mass sell-offs to try to promote people to dump, to scare them by dropping the value. But if you notice, I mean, even today it went down to 190 and then swung back up to 350.
Yeah, dude.
The market knows what they're trying to do. And so it's almost the perfect storm for this particular capital investment firm.
I mean, even something with AMC. I think it peaked at like,
even
like 20, $22 or something. But now after hours pricing, it's at 14. I think it's going to shoot up tomorrow.
Oh no, AMC I think is going to, okay. So this is my plan for AMC. I think AMC's background noise. So I think once it hits 22, 23, dump it.
Done.
Which means I doubled my money. So I'm good.
Yeah.
I more than doubled. I damn near tripled my money on AMC. So I'm good. That's fine with me. The big one will be GME. I don't have like a lot of stock in GME. I just kind of played with it. This is just kind of play money. There's some guys out there that have made $200,000 this month. Easy. There's some
millionaires were made today. Millionaires were made today.
Well, our dev, one of the guys, and he's holding, he's not selling. He from purchasing to now owns 17. He has enough money to buy 17% of GameStop.
Oh shit, dude.
So we're talking about a company right now, valuation of 10 billion with the new stock price, and he can buy 17% of it. What does that tell you? This dude's almost damn near crushing $1 billion in valuations.
Holy shit.
So the reality, and he's not budging. Yeah. He wants to hold. So that's what I'm telling you. That's why I keep trying to push this to everybody. Even if you go out there and buy one GameStop stock,
that's enough.
That's enough, because really all you need is for people to believe in the stock. And at that point, everyone doubles their money. It's almost like, hey, make your own stimulus check here. This is honestly and I like going with this because I really think this is a revolution. Yeah. I think this is a financial revolution. This is the way that we redistribute wealth in this country within the context of the rules we're given. Because at this point,
within capitalism.
Exactly. And that's that's probably, honestly, I heard a lot of guys talking about like Occupy Wall Street this is how you occupy Wall Street. You take on these guys betting on these short squeezes, and valuation is based on what people will pay for something.
Dude, like the reaction from the media, the reaction from the NASDAQ, from Wall Street, it was just like panic, man. They'd never seen this before.
And
it was a mesh of, okay, this past few times we've been talking about how people are assembling on social media to do riots and storm Capitol. Dude, we're using social media now to storm Wall Street.
Yes.
Like not in a physical sense, but people are taking their whatever money they've got left and taking it to Wall Street and betting against, finding out these shorts.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
In there, dude.
Mm-hmm. And that's where that's
and people are getting hit. Now this hurts. This hurts. I swear to you, we're going to have some sort of congressional action in like 3 days, maybe sooner.
Oh yeah. The White
House has already said they're keeping an eye on it.
It's fucking hilarious, and I love how they're trying to say like, oh yeah, well, we're watching social media. It's wonderful when it's okay for big business to do this shit, but when a group of people get together to do it, it's not okay. It's almost gross because it's okay for the big companies to do that. These capital firms are not good things. They destroy companies. They make thousands of people lose their jobs just so that they can harvest their hard work and then basically sell it for pennies on the dollar because they didn't care ever about making the company any better. These are leeches. These are parasites in our society. And for someone, that's like having sympathy for a fucking mosquito. These are shitty fucking people. So the fact that we can hit them up, I think it's badass.
Yeah,
it's a fucking revolution, guys.
If I could put an analogy, it's kind of like, like you said, it's borrowed money. They borrow the money they borrow the share at a high price. Then they take that share and they talk shit about you. Mm-hmm. Fuck, man, you just loaned them the share, but now they're talking shit about you to bring that price down. Yeah. And then they're like, okay, well, here's your money back at the price that it's currently at. which is $1.
Yep.
I keep your $8.
Yep.
So I was like, what the fuck, man? Like,
hey, we both agree. We both agree about this.
Exactly. You know what brings people together is money.
Yes. And honestly, today we were this whole fucking day. I was like telling you, oh shit, Rick, it dropped. You're like, it's gonna be okay. And then earlier when I said, hey, look at AMC, he goes, fuck, it's back down to 15. I was like, hold, motherfucker, we got this. I mean, and that's the beauty of this whole thing is that larger corporations have been manipulating markets this whole time.
Yeah, of course.
And now that we do it, oh, it's a fucking crime.
It's bad. Oh,
man. It's horrible. Oh, the normal person
stopped trading. They stopped trading on companies. They stopped trading on the NASDAQ twice today.
Oh, they halted it.
That's the kind of thing that's reserved when the market takes a stupid dive, that they want to stop trading.
Oh yeah.
Not for consumer induced, market fluctuations. I mean,
oh yeah, retail investors fucking doing it, and good luck trying to start an account right now. So luckily I was able to trade through. I would try to start an account, but they locked everyone out. They're saying, we're going to take a couple of days to review your account. Luckily, I had a Roth that had some money market, so I was able to purchase that way. And I was able to get in through the back door because I didn't have a direct account, but I was able to purchase that and use like kind of a little bit of a money market thing that I had from some job I worked when I was like 15. But the reality is now.
Well, for me, I'm always logged into my Webull. I'm always logged in there. It's continuous.
Oh yeah.
For my wife, she's this Ameritrade, and she couldn't log in.
Yeah.
She could not log in for the life of her, man. She was putting that password in. And she told me, hey, what's wrong with my password? Am I doing it wrong? I said, no, because it's not telling you have a wrong password. It just says you can't log in right now.
Yeah,
that's all it's telling you.
Well, did you see that they're actually Ameritrade stopped trading of GameStop? You couldn't buy or sell it. They just wouldn't let you buy it or sell it. So
I want to buy GameStop. I mean,
but see, you can't because it shows that the institutions are against the common person. This is all a joke to them. It's okay if you put your money in and you lose it and you do whatever they want you to do because the house always wins. This is the one fucking time the house could lose. And I'm telling you right now, if somehow GameStop passes 550, do not sell. This mother and mind you, everyone who's listening, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm saying is just coming from a dipshit who doesn't know shit.
Yep, that's true.
But if it crashes, well, fuck you.
If it crashes, into Gordon Gecko like earlier this morning.
I know, but dude, if it passes 550, bro, if it passes 550, I really think it's gonna go all the way, because that means if it bursts through that 500 ceiling, and then it's gonna be mass pandemonium. Everyone's gonna buy because the hype's gonna set in. So. Today in the last week,
GameStop though.
I know. Right? I work for them. I work for them.
But it's like symbolic. Like that's the whole thing Ben was saying. Like this fucking thing undermines everything that's wrong with the financial system. So it's not as cut and dry. Like, okay, say some hardworking man decides, you know what, I want to build a game store. So I'm going to take all the money I earned with my elbow grease. I'm going to buy a brick and mortar store and I'm going to buy games at a certain price and I'm going to sell them for a fair price. So hardworking man can come in and buy all this bullshit, right? That's all fine and good until it's a publicly traded entity. And then all of a sudden they're fucking dividends and bullshit math and all this stuff. And people are making money selling blah, blah, blah. Like it's not about a fucking business or like there's no like real integrity like you think it is. It's not simple. It's just, like you said, it's opportunistic, leverage the house. Which is a perfect analogy. It's like a casino, right? Because they hold all the cards at the end of the day, they dictate the thing. So when something like this, that's completely unexpected because
under control.
In the panic, all the shutdowns, all these things, people not being able to log in, that's indicative of complete and total panic. So, but what's so great about it being something like GameStop, if you've noticed, so okay, obviously people, the trend is, rapidly approaching to where nobody's going to be buying physical media period.
Games
right?
anymore. Yeah.
Let alone video games. Okay. So I don't know if you've noticed at all, but you used to find a GameStop every 2 feet. I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ago. Now it's like they're shutting down like nobody's business. Like and GameStop as a company notoriously has been going towards the shit box like very rapidly over the past 5 years. So it's hilarious that a stunt can be organized like this to pump them up when it's an obviously as a business, like air quote, it's a failing entity. Like it is destined for nothing. Okay. Like there's no, the industry's never going to turn in GameStop's favor at this point.
I hope it does, man. I mean, I hope so.
I mean, they could change their business model. I'm just saying from a standpoint of like
for right now. Yeah. The way it's been going, the way it was going last week versus this week. I mean, dude, they should really turn to like an all digital format,
well, that's the thing.
Start using online gaming.
This is their opportunity, right?
Yeah, this is opportunity.
If they are going to do that, or however they're going to. Yeah, man, that's. But I think it's just hilarious that's, and then of course AMC.
All right, so check this out. So, people have been getting pissed off about the censorship going on with conservatives. People are angry about that. Then about a week ago, Twitter purged a lot of left-wing extremists also from Twitter. People were pissed off about that, but people thought that this censorship was only relegated to political speech. But now they're censoring financial speech too. Yep. You see, you couldn't tweet about GameStop today.
Oh no, Discord. Did you hear about Discord?
Discord, man. Yeah, Discord shut down their channel. What was it called again? Wall Street Bets.
The Wall Street Bets, dude. They shut it down as hate speech.
Hate speech and racism.
Yeah, they said that hashtag. They said that this market mechanism was hate speech and racism. It's
how
exactly. I don't fucking know.
That's just the new. Those are the new buzzwords now.
These cocksuckers fucking laid it to us, dude. And you know what the funny part is? Everyone held. No one sold. Today they tried the whole subreddit, our bets went down. The whole subreddit, it dropped $50. No, it dropped to $200. Okay. Guess what? They came back and we're back, motherfuckers, right back up to 300. I'm telling you right now, they have been trying to do everything they can to push this off. I mean,
but the censorship now, man, it now goes to someone trying to make a buck. Mm-hmm. It just goes in line with what's been going on so far. They shut down our businesses. They don't tell us when we can go back to work. We're trying to make money off the stock market. They shut that down too. What the fuck, man? Where does it end? Is it just a few people that can make,
Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, that's always been the way it's been.
I know, but it's always been kind of hidden,
No, it's
behind
not.
the curtain, so it's been kind of like the Wizard of Oz. Behind the curtain is something it's fake. You don't want to see it. Yeah. You'll never see. But now the curtains have been pulled, and they're still doing it.
Of course,
there's no shame. There's absolutely no shame in this.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, fucking you over. Sure.
Hey, bro, they had congressional meetings in the 80s whenever they found out that we were selling, drugs to pay for weapons in the Iran-Contra affair. I mean, dude, there's always been fucked up shit in the background. And it's been pretty bad this whole time. This particular situation is interesting because the way they shut it down under the auspice of hate speech, which is madness.
It's true madness. People, dude, this is just the people, like you said, it's a revolution. It's a financial revolution.
Yep.
This is the real Occupy Wall Street. It's going down.
Yep.
And they're trying to shut it down, dude.
Yep. And all y'all morons out there, just fucking buy one stock.
And all we're doing is playing by their rules.
Yep.
That's all we're doing. We're not making anything crazy. We're not asking for exceptions. We're playing by the rules. We're playing by the rules of these hedge funds who trash these companies to get a buck out of them. And we threw them off course, and they're trying to stop it.
Oh yeah.
Why? It's the rules. We can do this.
Well, apparently they don't want us to.
Why not?
because it's never been made for us to do this.
I mean, these guys have Bloomberg machines, man. I mean, they get the stock price 15 minutes before we do.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And even then, we're still able to go in there and run their shit.
Oh yeah, well, because think about it now. You have so that's what I was saying. Our Wall Street Bets, like the subreddit, has grown 1 million in the last like week and a half. There's 3.5 million members now of all Wall Street Bets. Give or take 20%, 30% are bots.
That's a lot of people, man. That's
20 to 30% of them are bots. Because, dude, I'll tell you right now, the moderators there should be given. They all have angel wings. They have been scrubbing bots left and right who have been trying to just jump in and say, sell. Oh yeah, everything's fucked up. Oh, the SEC is coming for you. That kind of shit. They've been scrubbing them like crazy. But that's what I'm telling you. So even if you give or take, 20 to 30% bots, that's still about 2.5 million people. And I tell you right now, all those motherfuckers are all in.
Imagine
everyone bought at least one.
Imagine 4 million people in that subreddit, man, and then they buy a certain stock because
exactly. And we didn't think about
they're in the crosshairs of a hedge fund company.
Yep.
And everyone buys it, ruins it.
They become the hedge fund company.
Yeah. It's a de facto decentralized. Hedge fund company.
Yep.
And it's decentralized.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but they always, but they'll always win. That's the problem with these fucking hedge funds companies is they may bet, sometimes they lose, sometimes they win. But see, with something like our Wall Street Bets or a de facto system like that, we always win because they can't win without us. They can lose, but they sure as fuck can't win without us anymore. So that's whenever we give the power of the Wall Street back to people, because retail investors are always thought of kind of as a joke. It's like, oh, okay, let them play with it. But when you get a substantial amount of them that are decentralized, that don't belong to the system, that's whenever real free market capitalism occurs, because now you got guys that are very intelligent that basically are just whatever. They're true laissez-faire. They don't belong to people. They can dictate and move strategies and theorems that will offset the whole market. This is a real revolution, guys. And I'll tell you right now, if they stop this is a greater tragedy than anything Trump could have ever have done to us. This is a greater tragedy than anyone's ever seen. This is a true battle for America's financial freedom.
What if this revolution gets crushed by the Biden administration?
It will be.
It will be.
Yeah, it will be. But Trump would have crushed it too.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
No, of course he would.
I don't know. I mean, come on, he's the common man,
No. The only thing the smartest thing that's going around right now on Reddit is that there's asking everyone to donate $1 at some point, and that is to pull retainer on some of the best SEC lawyers available.
Why?
Because
why did you do anything?
Huh?
No, because then we're playing by the rules.
No, but just in case, then we would all become defendants. And then at the same time, that type of money can buy the best lawyers in Washington. Nobody can. That's what I'm telling you. This subreddit with this many members that move when everyone moves can literally control the complete financial future of everything. It's fucking amazing.
It's like more powerful.
They're going to crush it.
More powerful than a pack. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's more powerful than anything in the world.
But like you said, it's decentralized. And here's the other thing too. So what a perfect way to break down, at a time where our country is the most polarized and there's this illusion of like, well, this side's going to do this and this side's going to do that. Look at what happens when something like that happens. Like Ben just pointed out, the Trump administration, had he got reelected, they'd have done the same fucking thing. Because at the end of the day, that's where the real difference lies. Yep. Is that, man, they're just protecting their own interest. Yeah, they'll sell themselves as, hey, that's just to get votes, dude. Like that's just to play one. You got to either play one side or the other, and that's why it's a two-party system. That's why that piece is in place. Because if that gets off too, then it throws off that whole movement. So, man,
I mean, They almost want us like this.
Do you see?
They want us divided.
That's what I'm saying. Do you see what I'm getting at? Is that it doesn't matter what side is in office, right? This part of the game always stays intact. It doesn't move anywhere. And that's to highlight that point. Either administration would have done the exact same thing, because that's the commonality, is keeping the influence and the power intact.
Yep.
All the other shit is just, all the other stuff is just, I'm going to play this crowd or this crowd and this crowd, because that's who's going to keep me winning and able to make these decisions and make these, these moves. So,
you know what? It's just, the people are tired, man. The people are tired of being, they ask for too much in such a short amount of time, and they're tired.
Yep.
They're going after everything.
I agree. And you know what? It's time. It's fucking time. It's fucking time that we do something. And instead of like dumbass protests and taking down fucking stupid statues and doing all these mundane things that really don't mean shit, if you hit them where it hurts, that's how you impact change. If we truly control the stock market, that's when we have power as people. Because we have rules where, you have your 401k, but you can't touch it. Can't touch it. No. Your investor can touch it. Your investor can do whatever they want with it.
Money. You get penalized $350,000 for touching this shit.
But that's my money. I work for that. I put that away every year. No, you can't touch it. You can take a loan though. You can take a loan.
Guess what? Hopefully, when you turn 65, because we might increase the age at some point.
Yep.
We will tax you on that shit.
Yep. There you go. But you get it. You might be dead, but you're gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna tax it. And then if you die before, you're gonna get an 80% tax on it. So good job. Great job. That's what
made us all rich.
We don't control
that's some horseshit, man.
Exactly. We as a people need to take control of the markets. And once we do that, I think we're gonna be in a better place. Now, I really don't know how far this will go. I mean, to me, this is more, I'm just playing with this. This is more of just a social protest. I mean, I have a little money on the game around, just to give it out there. This isn't like massive money. It's a couple, it's just like 1,000, nothing big, it's still a lot of money, but nonetheless, it's nothing huge. But the reason why I bought into it was not just for the money. I bought into it for the cause, for the purpose, because if every one of us just buys one of those stocks, we could literally topple multiple investment firms. We can take the vultures out. And if we do that, then we really have control of the stock market. And that's where the power is. If you want to see change, you control where the money is. And since Reagan did it, and since they've taken away from the American worker, since they've destroyed Main Street, since they've taken away manufacturing, the only power Americans can get is through the stock market. And if we don't do something now, we're going to forever be in the shadow of this fucking place. And that's where we need to be. And so, if you're out there, fucking buy one. You're probably going to lose your money, but guess what? For a couple of days, you're going to make massive investment firms terrified. And something's going to change. And it may not be the change you want, because guess what? We'll find another exploit and we'll make them change something else. But the reality is this is where it's at. And this is where the real revolution's fought. This is the front lines. Put up or shut up.
Yeah, very well said. I just hope my MC goes up and then I can sell it.
Still wants money. No, I mean, hey, dude, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the real fact is if it explodes, I mean, there's money to be made. I mean, really, shorted options that have to be purchased in order for a company to close the account. That's the golden fucking ticket. I mean,
what when the options for AMC expires? When are those due?
We'll see. Okay, so AMC is a little bit different situation. So that's going to be probably a longer term squeeze. That's going to be like February, March when you see full things. The reason why I shot up so much was because it got the attention. but they're saying that that's a longer squeeze. So I'm going to hold on to them. We'll see what happens. It'll go. That's going to fluctuate a lot. It hits a certain number though. I might boogie. GME.
I want to wake up one day and it's going to be like $400.
I would shit my pants.
16.
I know. I would shit my pants.
Hell yeah.
I would shit my pants. I would get up and slap somebody.
Just for reference, like some of the notable stocks in this big thing, obviously GameStop and AMC. Rick, just like as of this morning, like what was, talk about like the pricing and like all that movement, like just over the course of the day. Just if it, you know what I mean, for people that are listening, that, right? But I mean, what were the dollars, like the stock prices? And
well, here's the thing, like what was it? Maybe about a month ago, GameStop was like $7.
Right.
$6 a month ago, dude.
Right.
Right. And then about a week ago, it started going up incrementally, just creeping up. And it wasn't that much of a creep. I mean, it was, I'd say creeping up, but I mean, like it was going up.
Yep.
Okay. It went from $6 to like 50, 75, 100, 150. Yesterday, I think I sent you guys a screenshot. It was like 140.
Yep.
And this morning, I sent you guys another screenshot. I said doubled. It's 350 now.
Yep.
I said, what the hell's going on?
And that's where it all started.
And I sent you guys a text. I said, we're either like in the Matrix or Demolition Day's coming. You know, where like GameStop is like the end all be all of all companies.
GameStop is
Taco Bell.
It's fucking
GameStop is Taco Bell.
Well, I mean,
we're gonna have to dress up to go to GameStop now. You know,
it's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
You have to book a fucking pass. It's like
it'll be fucking
World. You
funny.
have to take out a loan.
That'd be hilarious. Fucking GameStop, it ends up becoming like it shares, like everyone holds it. Its shares go up to like Bitcoin prices, like 40,000 a share. Fucking all these financial firms are just like sucking cock, giving hand jobs to pay off the options. Oh my God, it's a dream, dude. This is fucking awesome. It's not just it's just awesome to see, dude. The media has been the best thing. If you thought that your particular media outlet was not bought or paid, OAN today was talking about how this is a horrible thing.
Oh my God.
Newsmax mentioned it also as a bad thing. So guess what? All you assholes who think that shit's free, that your media outlet's real, it's not. CNBC, NBC, CNN,
OAN,
Fox News,
they all united together.
They all united under the cause of this is dangerous trading. Someone could get hurt. That's how they were talking. That's how they were really fucking talking. They're like, people could get hurt. You can't believe the damage this could cause.
Right. And selling it as, the American people, because it's going to throw the market off and people are going to lose jobs. And like, that's how they're selling. It's like, no. Rich people are going to lose their ass, bro.
Yeah. They came up with these extreme stories like, Mr. Smith sold his farm to buy GameStop and now he's poor.
And now he's got 50 farms, motherfucker.
And now, you know what? And now it all comes out. Now you can see very clearly how the media works. It's what we've been telling you motherfuckers forever is like, watch this shit. Watch how they act. Don't just interpret and process these things as like face value. Like, look what's going on behind the scenes and why what stories are leading when, and what's being talked about. You know what I mean? So the truth all comes out right when people start.
Well, look at
money.
Fucking Kramer, like that the fucking the stock guy who's like, and he's hitting things. He's got a robot in the background. Look at that cocksucker. He's shitting all over himself. If that dude really fucking cared, you know what he would do? He would tell you to fucking go all in, because this is the movement that could collapse the hedge funds. Guys, we've all noticed this, right? Pfizer made one little announcement that they're working on a vaccine. They had a 30% bump in one day. Market manipulation has completely overvalued the stock market. The stock market is not worth 30,000 shares. Instead, all that money is fake and it's just being given to the richest people in the world. So while everyone says, the stock market's up, has it really helped the common person?
No,
but it's a mass. Who's the big winners? Tesla, who I still get love Elon Musk, was, he's behind this whole thing with GameStop. He's like tweeting about it. He's giving love to it. He's that dude. I don't know. He is one of those guys who he's the crazy dude in the room. Amazon has amassed a massive fortune. All these companies have made bajillions of dollars off of these market evaluations that have just skyrocketed. And here that's what I'm saying. So this is playing off that same game. And now we just all got to fucking hold. We just got to hold. And if you're out there, you got $300, go and buy a share. Are you going to be able to put little Susie through college? No. Are you going to be able to have dinner at a steakhouse? Probably not. But guess what? You can every time the stock goes up, it's kind of like that. Remember Miracle on 34th Street? Every time the bell rings, the angel gets his wings. Right. Well, every dollar that motherfucker goes up above 350, a hedge fund manager throws himself off the building. And that's the fucking goal of this whole thing. We need to take care of that system.
This is our chance to be like Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy in Trading Places.
Fucking right. I bet you $1, motherfucker.
We bet that hedge fund $1 that we can put him out.
This is the part whenever they planted the cocaine on Dan Aykroyd, and like remember they set him up and he got all busted. Like this is the greatest. This is what we're doing to the hedge funds.
And so on Friday, when the options come up to be paid, this hedge fund is going to be those old men who are like having a heart attack. Turn on those fucking machines.
I'm telling you.
But your brother's having a heart attack. Fuck him.
Well, get ready for that, though. The big day will really be. So if we make it through tomorrow, anything over $250, Friday's going to be, it's going to be Carrie, that last scene in Carrie where she just starts murking everybody in the gym. Or it's going to be like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. Or it's just going to be like basically Total Recall. That's what Friday's going to be. Because there's going to be blood everywhere. You're just going to see dudes throwing themselves off the fucking 30th floor. Women crying as they're returning all their shit to the stores because their husbands can't afford shit anymore. And then you know what you're going to see? You're going to see a bunch of fucking dudes who bought one little fucking stock. They're taking their family out to dinner that night because they made that money off of that shit. And that matters more than anything else. So if you're listening, fucking hold, because this can happen.
So this is okay. So, the buzzwords are always the transfer of wealth, socialism, that kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
this is a real transfer of wealth, though. This is a legitimate capitalistic transfer of wealth, where that wealth would have gone to the hedge fund. We manipulated that stock to have that wealth transferred over back to the people.
Right.
And we're all playing by the rules.
Right.
We're boosting up a company. We're making everybody rich. And these guys who try to rip off the company are going down because they should, because they're assholes. Yeah, of course.
And this is true capitalism, though, because we're actually enacting capitalism. The way the stock market is run is not capitalism, right? I mean, it's not. It's not at all. We're just all told that's not capitalism. You holding on to my money and I can't do something, or I have to have a license to buy stock. What the fuck are you talking about? Why can't I just go and buy stock? Why do I need anything? Why do I need any intermediaries? I should just be able to log in and say, I want this, this, and this. I should be able to trade. I should be able to do what I want.
We paid your politicians to enact these laws so that I can get a commission. Right. And then it passes a commission on to Tim. So
these motherfuckers are acting like buying stocks is like what we do. Like we're pharmacists. They're trying to act like fucking stockbrokers are like special. No, you're not. You're not special. You buy something, and then you sell it. This isn't. We have been locked out of the biggest piggy bank in our society. We've been locked out and we've been controlled. And now they're pissed off. And I fucking love it, dude. I hope we bring the hammer, and I hope everybody out there who holds, I hope you motherfuckers get enough money to take your kids on vacation enjoy yourself. And while you're doing it, just laugh, man. This is fucking big, guys. I mean, this is huge. This has the implications. I would say this has bigger implications than the fucking presidential election has. This has bigger indications than any bullshit you see day to day in the government, no matter how important it is. This particular moment is huge. And we can all say we're part of history, guys, because this could be a moment where 20 years from now, whenever the new Brad Pitt, whoever that actor will be, plays the dude who's the Reddit guy who starts this whole thing. It's pretty fucking amazing.
The Reddit guy started this whole thing. So what's up with Discord? Are they like part of Reddit?
Well, no, I think Discord is its own thing. I think
it's its own thing.
Twitter, right? Or they're
I don't know.
I don't think they're not affiliated with Twitter.
They're not affiliated with Reddit, but they shut down, dude, over hate speech. That's the one thing that was.
And crazy. Twitter just started silencing people. So if you don't know, if you want to see what people are saying about a specific stock, you put the money sign, then you put the 3-letter, 4-letter symbol on the search bar in Twitter, and it'll bring up all the people who are discussing that. But today you couldn't do that for GameStop. You couldn't do it for AMC. You couldn't do it for BlackBerry. You couldn't do it for any of those. They were shutting down that conversation. Yep. Why, dude? Since when is Twitter in the financial market?
Because
they're not.
They're everybody's owned. Everyone's owned.
Dude,
that's the problem, bro. That's the problem. And that's why people keep trying to say, like, when we've talked about all this political bullshit about, left and right, and this media, it's all about money. See, Twitter will kick out right-wing extremists because it doesn't make them money.
Yeah.
Just like they're going to kick out fucking people who talk about stocks because it doesn't make them money either. And that's what it's all about. People have to realize this whole thing's been about money. No one gives a fuck about anybody else. So that's why I'm telling you, man, this is the best. This is it. We'll see what happens. I'll probably.
You know who's not relevant in any of this?
Who?
Facebook.
Nope.
Facebook is irrelevant. No one talks about Facebook. You know what? Because they're going down.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Facebook's over. I agree. Yeah. Facebook, since the election's over, I not only do I love seeing some of the wonderful memes from the Trump supporters, because they've been fucking magical. I saw one that basically stated that used a Bible verse talking about Kamala Harris because she wore purple on the day that she got inaugurated, and it's basically some Bible verse that says like the Antichrist or the beast will be dressed in purple, adorned with pearls. That was like,
I saw another meme about that where he wore purple with pearls because Lisa Simpson wore purple with pearls.
Right.
Yeah.
The Simpsons does it again.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's fucking hilarious. But nonetheless, Facebook's dying. Why? Because Facebook that's how they made money, was this political division.
And now now as of today, it's saying it's going to permanently stop recommending political groups to users.
Oh yeah, because now they have to. Because now they realize like, we may have fucked ourselves up. And so they move on. So then the lizard master Zuckerberg, allegedly,
the lizard master himself,
can go fuck himself and lick something, because the reality is here it is, guys. This is it. This is the story.
You know what this also the shitty part about Facebook? They own Instagram, right?
Yep.
And so that's probably the only thing they got good going in their company. But they're starting to ban girls in bikinis.
Oh geez.
All right.
Not the ones I'm looking at.
No, dude, they're good. They're going away. They're going away. I've seen some girls that are not showing up on my feed. Maybe they blocked me. I don't know.
You've been blocked. You've been blocked. That's the problem. You keep sending them dick pics and they don't want to see that shit.
They like that shit, man. They like that shit. Don't worry about it.
No, dude. I don't think they like it at all. Not even a little bit. No.
I mean, I have to wait till the breakouts go away. But after it does, I'll send a pic.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get a clean pic, you'll start seeing some different
exactly.
results, man. You won't get blocked like that. It's a fact.
This motherfucker just said I have to wait till the breakout goes away. First off, The breakout. How long do these breakouts last? Because, dude, you may have a real fucking problem.
And how frequent are they?
You may have like a super STD. Like if it's there for a couple of months, it's not going away, bro. It's permanent like architecture on your cock. That's how it's gonna happen.
It's like a historical gonorrhea branch. What do you like the strain
this
shit?
Motherfucker caught some shit from like the Roman Empire type gonorrhea. Like, this is the one that Genghis Khan was hanging out and shit.
Nah, it's just from Thailand.
God. It's the one that killed Napoleon or whatever, dude.
It's from Thailand. There went all our Thailand listeners. Like, whatever, our six. That is pretty bad. They all kind of stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing. Shout out to our Indian listeners, man. We have a pretty good following in India.
Yes, yeah, they're coming hard.
Isn't that awesome?
They're coming hard.
Coming in hard for the show. Well,
oh yeah.
Well,
I guess coming from behind.
Being on the current topic, yeah, I don't know. What's it like over there? Is there any new strains that we need to be worried about? You can talk to Rick and compare.
Yeah, well, let me know. See what's going on over there.
It's like, hey, check this out.
What kind of things are going on?
This bump's been here for 6 years. I'm kind of waiting for it to go away.
Hey, there's an idea. Holy shit, man. I'm always trying to figure out what's the next new app that I can jump on board and make some quick cash. That's where you compare, sores and rashes and breakouts with other people on a social media platform. And you compare it and be like, hey, man, should I be worried about this? Right?
God.
Hey,
what would you call that? I don't know.
Your wound, it was okay, right? And nothing.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Since we got this, I think we're starting to
hold on. Health alert.
Yeah, health alert. So update on the knee. And actually that was all behind the curtain. I didn't mention it on the show. I wasn't in the best mood when we recorded last week. I'll tell you that because I was.
No, you were not.
I have a pretty high tolerance for pain. This was kicking my ass, man. I'm not gonna lie. This shit was painful. And like I pointed out in my 7-minute intro or whatever, a big part of my job, bro, is walking. Like I walk fucking over 10 miles a day. So if my knee, if I'm limping for that long, it fucks up everything, dude. Like, so my hips, my ankle, like my whole body pays the toll. So I did go that next morning. I was able to get into my doctor. Shout out to my sister-in-law who works security over at the hospital where my primary care physician works. Got online and got me an appointment, which blew my mind. I thought I was going to have to go fucking sit and wear a hazmat suit and go into a fucking urgent care. You know what I mean? Like dodging.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
I was like, fuck, this is gonna suck. Some
shitty places, man.
Yeah. So I didn't know what was gonna happen. And plus I had to work, right? Like that more, and I have, once again, this is why it's all compiling. And this will reference back to my intro. And mind you, this entire time, I still am I have to care for my 3-year-old daughter because daycare is closed. Well, not closed, but her class.
Right.
So I'm lugging her around through all this, poor thing. Normally it'd be a great opportunity for us to like hang out and shit. And no, I'm running around trying to like be able to walk again. So I do get in. She looks at it and she's like, okay, well, the good thing is it's, I don't know if I'm saying this right, cellulitis. Like looks like it's a skin infection and not, so she draws the circle around my knee. It's like, I'm going to prescribe you this antibiotic, blah, blah, blah. If it starts to go outside that circle, call me, we'll change your antibiotic. She says, but like Ben had told me too, he's like, yo, if you start breaking a fever, like get your ass to the ER. And that's what I was like, I was stressed about, like, oh, fuck, like I got so much shit going on at work. Like, I don't need, dude, I don't need to have staff and like be in the hospital for this. And then what am I going to do with my daughter? Like all these things are like bumming me out. So the knee, but it's a significant amount of pain, man. But I get my antibiotics going. So that first day, it wasn't really that bad, but like Saturday into Sunday. And then mind you too, that's where the overnight shit started. Right. So I go to the doctor and I'm thinking like, okay, cool. Like I'll go in at my normal time in the afternoon. I get a text from my boss like, hey, yeah, gonna need you to come in at 5 and do like an overnight. So I was like, Jesus, okay.
Oh,
which
that sucks.
Which set up me for the next day, where I was like, all right, man, what's up?
I'm thinking of like Lumberg, from Office Space, and he's like,
yeah, that's kind of what it was.
I'm gonna need you to come in at 5.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna need you to come in Saturday, and then probably Sunday. Gotta catch up a little back.
No, that's basically what it was, and and then, because, like I said, I mentioned all the firings, and that's what was happening was like, because the crew was diminishing to like a handful of people, they needed, so it's like you're firing the dude and now you're taking his job over basically because he's gone. It's in doing like both, right? Like, so it's a double whammy, and I can barely walk. And if I come in overnight, that means the next morning I'll get like 2 hours of sleep max and have to work that next afternoon. So I text him like, yeah, you know what I mean? Your boy Ben, like, I get it done. Like, I take care of it, like, no matter what. But yeah, I just want to let you know. And normally I don't say shit like that. I was just like, I didn't say it verbatim like this, obviously, but I said like, this fucks me like pretty hardcore, just so you know. You know what I mean? I just wanted it to be known that this is I'm getting fucked pretty bad here. So I did like whatever my text was like, cool. Like, I got you, but just know that
that this fucking sucks.
Yeah. And it did, man. It really did. So, but I toughed through it. Luckily I shifted, because I was going to work Saturday again, like in the morning. And I was like, there's no way I can do that. So I changed to where I was coming in late. So at least I had Saturday. Because like I said, Saturday is when, like, my wife is a Monday through Friday. So I at least got to sleep a little bit that day. But anyway, so Sunday morning though, bro, this is where the knee comes in. For some reason, like, the antibiotic had been working. So I was making like incremental progress. Sunday morning, I woke up, this shit just hurt, dude. And I think it was just because I worked my ass off Saturday and was like on it all day. It was so like swollen and shit, like down to my calf. And I kind of got a little bit nervous. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, man.
That's weird, man.
Yeah. And I almost called like the doctor, but of course it was Sunday. So once again, I'm in a situation where it's going to be like a urgent care ER. And so I went into work Sunday, like, bro, if anybody had said, luckily I was in a better mood by like later in the afternoon, but if somebody had said something fucked up to me, I might've lost my job like that. And I normally don't get like that. I'm pretty even keel. It's like,
yeah.
So here's an analogy. I love analogies. Like the asshole gorilla at the zoo where they feed him and he throws shit at people and like he's always attacking, the viewers or whatever. And then one day they hook him up. They're like, oh, dude, we got to chill this guy the fuck out. So give him a kitten. Oh, and he raises kitten and they learn sign language together and all that shit. And then
they learn sign language
then like 2 weeks later and like it's all perfect, it's all badass. And then they fucking take the kitten.
Oh shit.
I was like, they just took that.
That?
Why would they fucking do that?
Oh,
among all the other shit. And so anyway, yeah, man, I wasn't in the best headspace, but at the end of the day, man, we just keep going. Like I said, back in the couple episodes ago, you get smacked in the face, man. Sometimes it is your fault. Sometimes it's not. But either way, you got to just stand up and you got to keep
either
trucking.
Way. Yep. And we fucking hold on GME.
That's right.
You guys want to go on break or what?
Yeah, with that, that's nice time for a pee-pee.
Yeah, time for a pee-pee. All right, we'll be back in shortly. I don't want to designate the time. All right. And we're back here for the second half. So what we want to talk about now is this little interstellar object that's been on the radar and kind of coming up in the media for last, well, I don't know what, since like 2017. Is that kind of how they've been tracking this thing? And so some new developments have come. So Ben, why don't you go ahead and share that?
Well, and forgive me for all of our Hawaiian listeners, because I know we have a bunch of them. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is Oumuamua, I believe. That's the name of the.
We'll go with that.
Of the interstellar, or we can just refer to the interstellar object that basically has passed through our solar system. So at first, whenever they came up with these like drawings of it or these renderings of it, it kind of looked like a really long piece of shit. It really did. It was like bumpy. It just and so people, it's cigar shaped, but really it looked like a big turd flying across our universe. But with a little bit more, probably is, right? But with a little more scanning and some looks, like basically in some more rendering, I guess, and something about the way the light pattern and refraction off of it, they're actually thinking it's more of a flat object. More something smooth, that even flat. Resembles smooth and flat, or well, flat, but that resembles a disc-like shape. So that kind of puts into play like the narrative everyone was trying to feed us was like, hey, there's a big turd flopping through our universe, versus there might be something that's flat and disc shape coming through our universe at twice the speed that any normal object has ever gone through our universe at. So it was pretty good, because this is on Rogan the other day too. They were talking about it, but basically they proposed the possibility that this object could possibly be a ship, or, which I kind of, there was a cool thought that I never really had, was that this object is debris from another civilization. So let's say it's something that fell off one of their ships, or was a result of some interstellar explosion, something that propelled it at basically twice the speed of anything in our system. So to me, I thought this was awesome. I mean, I was like, wow, that kind of makes sense. If you go through our solar system right now, you're going to run into some of our space junk. I mean, God forbid the poor spaceship that runs into Voyager. I mean, that thing's been going for a while, you know, going at its rapid rate of speed and increase. I mean, that thing would be like a missile obliterating anything in its path. So
it's increasing speed though, right? Over time, Voyager increases speed. I think it does.
How that works. I don't know how that works. I think if there's light pushing on the back of it, maybe, because remember propulsion and the way it is, you know how it goes. But anyway, so that was a kind of a cool concept. So what do you guys think? I mean, is Oumuamua really just space trash, or is it really the fabled disc?
It could be the largest piece of shit ever, you know? It's long, it's bumpy, comes out smooth. You know? I don't know. That's interesting. But what if it was an interstellar space item? I mean, they should have stopped here on Earth a little bit and, you know, got them Buc-ee's or something.
Yeah. Get them what happens if they did? How happens if we just don't know?
They're already
nice.
We talked about last time. They're already
tractor beam in here or some shit.
Integrated. All you have to do is put on the glasses like in They Live, and they're everywhere.
So I was reading this thing about ancient civilizations, right? And there was this thing about how humanity's been on Earth, you know, for, I don't know, what is it, 10 million years or something? Okay.
Sure.
And so they were trying to.
Well, hold on.
Homo sapien.
I wouldn't say 10 million.
I think it was. Homo sapien erectus has been around. What is it? It's not 10 million years. What is it?
Lucy. No, there's Lucy. Lucy's 1.2. And then they found that other weirdo. That was 1.7 or 9. That's something that not home. Now remember, this wasn't us. This was our very, very, very distant relative.
So they were saying that for our civilization to have advanced from like the Roman Empire to where we are now, it took something like, I don't know, 5,000 years or something like that.
Right.
You know, okay. So if we were all to vanish, there's no way of knowing that we were ever here in 10,000 years. The humans who show up 10,000 years from now, there will be no traces of us except Mount Rushmore. Yeah. So anyway, it's important to put Trump on there. That's why. So anyway, but there's no way of knowing that we were here except for Mount Rushmore. So they were trying to say like, well, what's to say that there wasn't a more advanced civilization before us? That we can never tell. We can look at the sediments, we can look at fossils, but in reality, there's no way of knowing if there was another civilization here that was more advanced than we were.
And then if you put it on a grand enough time scale, crust is recycled through the mantle of the core of our planet. So the ground is continuously, you know what I'm saying? The crust is being continuously recycled. So you give it on a grand enough time scale, there just isn't a record for it. I mean, there's certain areas where we can find fossil records that stretch back many, many, many millions of years. They typically to be in deep oceans and things like that. And I mean, there's some areas like the Grand Canyon where sediment levels have been developed over millions of years, but basically everything's recycled on the Earth's surface. I mean, that's tectonic plate movements, stuff like that. So in reality, we don't really know, right? I mean, we don't really know what part things, right, but our continents, you don't really realize they're actually kind of floating, right, in a way. So everything else is being kind of cleaned up underneath it. So it could be. I mean, that's definitely. I mean,
if humanity was here, it's been here for 1.2 million years. So we've advanced in 5,000 years. Let's go back 800,000 years ago, almost a million, and take a little 5,000 year time frame of that. Why did humanity advance?
You mean like the rapidity? Yeah.
How many times, but check this out. How many times has it completely been wiped down to, the expression taken back to the Stone Age, like with, I don't know, maybe a global pandemic or, you know what I mean? Shit like that, like diseases, eruptions, or catastrophes, meteor impact. Who knows, man? Like, we could have restarted this thing. Yeah, we could have restarted this thing several times. Shit, they could have had iPhones in fucking.
Exactly, man. There could have been iPhones like 800,000 years ago. We would have never known.
No, you wouldn't at all.
I had this thought, and this is we're officially in the party in the back, so I feel like this is fair game. Even though the format was a little, we kind of did our own thing this episode, but so I watched this. This is just categorize this as shit I watched in my 20s for the sole purpose of being completely fucking baked on ganja and wanting to watch something that was kind of fucked up. So somebody recommended to me, oh bro, there's this like fucking animated series about Alexander the Great. Dude, it was weird. Like I watched, it was like a 5-part series. Yeah, something like that. Like I forgot what it's called, but it was like it was fucking weird. It was based on Alexander the Great, kinda. But it was set like the setting of it was like, so it mixed elements of, ancient fucking Macedonia, but there was all these weird futuristic shit in it too. So they had these like flying messenger birds that were like mechanical, but at the same time, it was still, so in other words, in my state of consciousness, as I was watching this thing, I'm like, it gave me this fucking thought, dude. I held on to it for that whole time because it never had occurred to me before when I was watching this thing. Like I wouldn't even really pay attention to like the plot or whatever. Cause once I got fixated on this idea, that's all I could see. So I would sit there and watch this like, dude, holy shit. Like if you even dude, all we know is, think about this, even that recent, right? Like Alexander the Great, how many, what is that, like 5? I don't know, dude. I'm not a history fucking guy. I don't know how many years that is, but it's not, in the big scheme of things, it's not that long, right? How much we don't even know. All we know is what we observe, what we can dig up, what's been passed down, written down. You know what I mean? And all of that is based on, yeah, science does some absolutely wonderful things, but historical science, like when you're trying to look that far back, you just don't have a whole lot to go on, man. You have to make assumptions based on the evidence you have, but it's obvious you don't have all the evidence. So who's the fuck they say there wasn't some crazy whacked out genius that figured out how to make mechanical birds that would fucking fly and have like a spy camera? You know what I mean? Like 5,000 years ago. I'm just saying, like, not that specifically, but it opened it opened my brain up to the concept that, like, dude, we have no idea. Like, if you went back that long ago and recorded Alexander the Great on your iPhone that you brought from 2021, how different, like, all the concept we have of like how, yeah, we've got evidence of like maybe how they dressed or like what their buildings look like because of what. Other than that, man, it's all fill in the blanks. Like, it's artistic interpretation, you know, like when they made paintings, like in the Middle Ages of this shit of like, I mean, that's why you get into all this, is Jesus black or is he what, you know what I mean? Because you don't
Jesus
know.
Black. I hate to break it to everyone.
He's black. But the reason why like these concepts, they permeate through society is because of that interpretation. So based on whatever societal influence that they had at the time, I'm gonna paint, you know what I mean? I'm gonna paint a white Jesus because that's what I feel, right? So that's what we see, and that's what's on all the covers of the books, and that's all the shit. That's how you get a white.
You could have
Jesus.
done it better. You could have done it with Italian accents. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna paint a white Jesus.
You know,
but my point, just to wrap up though,
he's the color of the mozzarella of cheese.
I was saying, just to wrap up, like whatever we know. So in this like stone state of mind, I was like, fucking, my mind was blown, dude. I was like, oh fuck, there's no way. Like everything is different. Like everything in history is upside down. It's all based on just assumptions and essentially artistic filling in of the blanks. It's like when you watch a movie that's based on a true story, every single time the people that are involved are like all pissed off, like, what the fuck? That's not how it was, right? Think of that, but with like actual ramifications, historical ramifications of how motherfuckers interpret the stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's the scale, and that's with every single thing.
Well
that's how we shape. That's how our reality is shaped of how we, you know, our retrospective of how the fucking humanity has come about.
Well, remember the winners write the history.
Exactly, that too.
So I mean, you know, Xerxes the Great or Darius the First. I think Darius the First. He wrote on a mountainside about how he was just this badass guy and like basically commemorated himself. It talked about his great victories, but you don't know about any of his losses. You don't know about what his people were going through. You just so to the victors goes the spoil, and to the victors goes the history. So. You know, we don't, as much as we try to say Alexander the Great, was he really great? We don't know. I mean, he got his ass.
Did he make Russia great again or whatever?
Right, exactly. Because he got smashed in India when he faced a sizable army. I mean, he tried to take India and he got his ass handed to him. So what's history? You know, or what's the interpretation?
Well, I'll tell you what, on Benjamin's note there. So I know what you're going through because I have this children's book that I read to my kids every night, right? It's a Noah themed book, right? So it talks about Noah and his ark and his animals and this and that, right? How he, you know, and animals get scared and this and that. But if you look at the pictures in the background, like there's stuff on there, like an umbrella or a raincoat or like modern things.
Oh, I love it.
And dude, that threw me off, man. I stopped reading the book and I was like,
no, it didn't have an
umbrella. I'm like, am I seeing things? Huh?
Noah had a poncho.
Yeah, he had a poncho. He had an umbrella.
A neon orange poncho from Walmart.
He had a bed with a mattress. And I'm like,
awesome. He would have one of those Paddington Bear like rain jackets.
Right.
He did. In the book, he does. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, what am I reading here? Like, I'm reading about Noah, but I'm seeing, you know, he's got a phone in the back. I don't get it.
Well, think about it. Early, 1800s. Is like archaeologists, all of a sudden they're fucking around. They run into dinosaur bones. They've been told by Christianity that it's only 10,000 years. They're finding shit that goes back 66, 70 million years. They're fucking losing their shit.
Yeah.
They're questioning everything because they're like, what? But you told me it was 10,000 years. This fucking thing's 66 million years old, and it's not mentioned in the Bible.
You told us
guys were like popping fucking like having aneurysms, shitting themselves like as soon as they pull this big lizard out of the ground. They're thinking, oh my god, what is this shit? This wasn't mentioned in the Bible. They didn't talk about any of this shit. So yeah, I mean, there's been some perversions of history where people were pretty fucking surprised whenever they found out the truth. I mean,
bro, you told us Jesus founded America in 1612
exactly. With fucking Mormons. I mean, those guys every fucking day they have to wake up, look in the mirror, and be like, "Oh, I'm going to believe what I believe. It's not the truth, but I'm going to believe that Jesus founded the United States and that his Latter-day Saints were white Native Americans." They have to repeat this story to themselves every morning when they wake up. So history is just how fucking much bullshit there has been said. I mean, think about it. They burn motherfuckers at the stake for like saying shit like the earth doesn't go, the universe doesn't go around the earth. I mean, fuck. Yeah, dude. History's perversions. We don't even know about shit. We just found that new species of humans. There's little hobbit people. We found out that there's now we used to think, oh, it's just us, and then then there's a Cro-Magnon. Neanderthals. Now we found that there's 6 different distinct races that were walking around, and that's the true term of the word race. Like, there were 6 distinct ones fucking walking around, like some pygmy looking motherfuckers, the Cro-Magnon. There was even people that were taller. I mean, these motherfuckers were everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But we don't hear history about this shit.
Right. All different.
Exactly.
That's like some real like fantasy novel shit.
Yeah.
Where there's like different humanoid factions that
it's like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it is like Lord of the Rings. Like they have different.
You got your hairy foot fucking small people. You got regular humans who are like pretty fucking gnarly, and then you have fucking what are those fucking pointy ear bastards? Not Vulcans. They're the non-sci-fi people. What are they? The elves. Yeah, them.
There you go.
Elves.
So. Yeah, dude, that's how it was. So
fairies and shit.
We don't know. And dude, and then just thinking about all the stories that coincide with each other. I mean, you have the Epic of Gilgamesh, right? Basically the oldest written story ever. And it talks about a great flood. And then ironically, all of a sudden, Egyptian holy books talk about a great flood. And then has someone named Horus, right? It was a god, one eye, that was resurrected and came back from the dead to save his people.
Bro, and Dionysus, all that shit is overlapped and
so Christianity,
Christmas, and December 25th is a pagan holiday.
Oh, big time. So so history
adjusted it. That's all political, adjusting to merge the two things. So just in case you didn't know, Jesus wasn't actually born on December 25th.
No, he was not. He was probably born closer to spring. Oh, there goes Rick. He's gonna cry. He's gonna go throw away his Noah book. This is lies.
I know. Dude, that's what I want to do for my career is write Christian based kids books.
Oh,
sci-fi
with sci-fi. Yeah, with you know what reminds me? What was that? There was that Quentin Tarantino movie that came out I don't know, 10 years ago. I don't even remember what it was called.
Christian sci-fi.
I think it wasn't Christian.
It was a Christian
sci-fi.
No.
Hold on. It was like a genre movie. Like it was a Grindhouse, right? Where they were like texting. Like everything was like 70s because it was stylized. Even the film was like stylized to look like it was like a 70s Grindhouse flick. And their clothing, everything like red 1970s.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
But they had fucking phones and they were texting.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the
I know what you're talking about. So I don't know, man. I feel you though. History and just the interpretation of all events are just totally fucked up. Like we really don't know the truth. And like you said, even something as early as the 15, 16, 1400s, we still don't know exactly what was happening. we only have the interpretations of some individuals. I mean, if you think about what happened to like the Aztecs and like the Mayans, I mean,
we really
the only reason why we have anything from the Mayans is because one monk thought, you know what, while we're murdering and raping all of them, it may not be a bad idea to preserve some of their culture, because they burned it all because it was right during the time of the Inquisition. So they considered it paganism. They considered it evil literature of the devil. So they burnt all their whole civilization's records, but one monk held on to some. So from that, had they not, what would we have really known about the Mayans?
And back on Alexander the Great, he burned all the Egyptian shit too.
Yeah, they fucked up shit. I mean, they all fucked it up.
That's why we don't know anything about. We just got to believe Kaiba on what the pyramids were built for.
They were clearly a landing post. Dude, Stargate had it right. Pyramids were clearly landing posts for fucking spacecraft.
That's what I think.
Clearly.
Change my, prove me wrong, right?
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Dude, let's set up a booth. Let's go into a public space and float that theory.
Do that sign.
Fuck you. Prove me wrong.
You've seen that meme? You've seen that meme where that guy sits down and every time they change his sign? Yeah. Prove me wrong. Egyptian pyramids for space landing platforms.
Shit,
Prove me wrong. So these people like, okay. They weren't.
Well done, sir.
Mine
changed.
Good try. Good try. Well, okay. Well, prove to me that they weren't, electricity summoning the power points from the major parallels underneath the earth. They weren't. Good. What proof do you have? Dude, that's the other one. That they think that like they say all these huge monuments are built along the same parallel.
Yep.
And that they tap into the earth's like energy fields and shit. That's the other thing regarding that. Just going off to a whole different fucking tangent. But, that's what we do here. We're partying.
We're second half. We're just kind of riffing at this point.
Yeah.
So the 38th parallel, like particularly in the United States, I think it's 38. It's somewhere like there's a abnormal, disproportionate amount of unexplained activity that happens along the 30. Let me look it up to make sure that's correct.
That's
Florida?
dope. That is Florida. That's all of Florida.
Well,
that's why it's that way.
It runs through
Florida,
the
penis of the United States.
It runs through the entire continental U.S. Hold on.
I love Florida, though. Don't get it wrong. We're on vacation there all the time. Please don't stop listening to us. We need everybody we can get. No, but you may resemble Rick's penis, especially if you have spots on it.
Which it does.
Let me show you guys a picture of it right now.
No. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see it.
They don't. Wait, where's the microscope?
Man. Stand back.
He's the brown python, dude. That's what I mean.
Stand back.
Stand
back. You'll hear the thud from where you're at in Dallas.
Might not fit on the screen for the movie.
Oh, shit. You want to talk about change to the earth? Rick pulls it out. He kind of alters the Earth's spin a little bit. He slows it down just a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. Learn with that. No, I'm just kidding.
That.
Yeah. Learn with my penis. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, well,
that's a good enough place to.
It's always about Rick's penis.
Well, hey, if you would have wrapped it up, you might not have all these issues, Rick.
Yeah, exactly.
Not gonna do this shit, man.
Even though nor me nor Ben probably have ever wrapped.
I don't even know what those things do, man. They're scary. Fuck those things. They're horrible. And not trying to say like, look, ladies and gentlemen.
I gave it a go one time. It was bullshit. So
yeah, and it felt like shit. It felt like I was fucking a pool thing. I don't want that. I want to feel what's going on.
If you're a young man listening to this show, definitely cover it up.
Right.
But if you are a man like our age in the 40s,
don't cover that shit up. Run that shit till it's raw. Go to work.
Just like the expression, drive it till the wheels fall off. That's what you do if you're already our age. But yeah, if you're still you still got a little, a lot of variety and a lot of partners ahead of you. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going around. I don't know though. I mean,
back then it wasn't like that, man. It was different.
What are you talking about, dude? We're all dude. So you never used them. Don't fucking lie. You never used them. You need to use them. But hey, seriously, we are not medical professionals in that sense. So please don't take anything we say seriously.
Nor
our financial advisors either.
Yeah.
So you know what? If you go out and buy GME and it goes down to 38 cents, guess what? I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
But you know what's funny too is like, because back then we talked about this before on a show where it was like it was beaten to your head that like AIDS and shit, like you're gonna die, like fucking like they were giving out condoms in schools, like you know. And so like before I was an active young man, I thought in my head like, well, yeah, of course I am. Active, and then but as soon as reality sets in, they're like, nah, man, fuck that shit. And then nobody does.
I can't feel shit. What am I gonna do this shit for?
So,
but anyways, wrapping this up, like wrapping up advice. Rick's brown python, so he could have prevented his sexually transmitted dilemma. It's no longer a disease; it's forever. We like to say thank you guys for listening. I say thank you guys for listening. Everyone out there who's holding GME, keep on holding. Don't be paper hands, all right? Keep them diamond hands rolling and shining. And this is a great night. Please check us out on Facebook. If you guys have fucking suggestions for shows, please let us go, because you see what happens when we're left to our own devices. We can just continue to just talk shit.
But so, I don't know, kind of worked out good though for this.
Yeah, it did. It was pretty pretty good. But let us know. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram. What's the
Instagram is skip_the_noise_podcast.
Nice.
That's
nice.
Yeah. Hit me up on that. That's
Let us know if there's cures for Rick's dilemma. And perhaps, you can give him some peace. Or a piece.
Finally. Yeah.
Or some peace.
And on that note, peace. See y'all next week. Bye.
Yeah.